It's Watson. You can rock with this. Everybody in the building, you can rock with this. Put your hands up high, you can rock with this. Hip hop music, you can rock with this. Yo, it's Watson. You can rock with this. With your hands in the air, you can rock with this. Make some noise out there, you can rock with this. Real life, real music, you can rock with this.
Hey, welcome. This is Conversation with Watson, and today, thank you so much for tuning in. And today we're going to be talking a little bit in our series, Haiti 180. Haiti 180. So we're really going to emphasize that. And today what we're going to talk about 5 misconceptions that people have about Haiti. Okay? I was one way or another scrolling through, and I just bumped into this article, and I thought, what do they think the misconceptions about Haiti are? So I was like, okay, well, I'll take a look at it and kind of share my thoughts with you guys. And so let's do it. So 5 misconceptions about Haiti in our Haiti 180 series. Okay, so before we can dive deep and talk about Haiti, let me tell you a little bit about Haiti in kind of a very spark note fashion, okay? So a little bit about Haiti. Haiti is a Caribbean island that borders the Dominican Republic. A lot of people think that like Haiti is in Africa, but that's not true, okay? It's in the Caribbean islands, okay? It is just about 700 miles south of Florida, the state of Florida. So it's fairly close to the U.S. It's the first black independent nation in the Western Hemisphere. It's won its independence from France in 1804, and after a slave revolted against their masters and just took over the whole island. So read up on that, the history of Haiti. It's incredible. It is something that a lot of people like, France, which was the world power at that time, how did the heck you get a bunch of slaves together, rebel against their masters, and overcome the whole island? I don't get it. And so, but it did. It happened. But a lot of us know Haiti because in 2010, an earthquake just erupted throughout the nation in the capital, Port-au-Prince. It killed over 300,000 people. The loss of lives, cannot be, overstated. It's the devastation, and the loss of lives. It's, one of the saddest moments in Haitian history, losing so many people and leaving 1 million more people displaced. So anyway, however, the country is recovering. So it had in 2010, it had an earthquake, and then subsequently a cholera outbreak took place. And it's often mischaracterized as a place of extreme poverty, hopelessness, and helpless. Okay, these people need our help. That's the type of, emphasis that people have when it comes to Haiti, that it's just a hole in the ground. And we're going to take a look at some misconceptions today about that. I do believe that the country is slowly but surely improving due to the hard work of its people and the help of thoughtful organizations that are trying to help. Shout out to Beyond Me Initiative, our nonprofit counterpart, and our partners, Super Service Challenge, Drew Brees Foundation, Lifting Up Haiti, Real Love for Haiti. We can just go on and on. But shout out to these organizations that are doing some incredible work in Haiti. And, if they're not doing incredible work, shame on them, right? Shame on you if you're an organization that's against equipping and empowering people to do things for themselves. Rather, you feel like you have to go and do everything for them. So our goal here, let's take a look at the first misconceptions that people often have about Haiti. First of all, guys, I want to make a short disclaimer that some of these are my individual thoughts. They're not the thoughts of anybody within our organization or Beyond Me Initiative. This is Conversations with Watson. So if I say something, for example, that offends you, that hurts you, to anything, these are my thoughts, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just simply based on my experience and the little knowledge that I have, but I'm just sharing my thoughts with you on our country. We've been doing a lot of work in Haiti since 2012, and we've just seen, the patterns, and we love the people. I mean, I am Haitian. This is my country. This is my community. This is who, everything that I do boils back down to equipping and empowering the people of Haiti to do better. My family, everybody I know from there, I want to shout out to them, and we're doing everything we can. But I just want to have a disclaimer that says, this isn't like the philosophy of Beyond Me Initiative. This is Watson and you and me just having a conversation. And I want you guys, if you can, if you're not already a member of a private Facebook group, Haiti, it's Hip Hop, Haiti, and Humanity. Make sure you just search that up on Facebook, or you can go to my website, watsontunes.com, and there's a link to that on the website. Okay, I think you have to scroll down. But anyway, I will make that available for you. So make sure you check that out, watsontunes.com. Okay? All right. 5 misconceptions about Haiti, my thoughts on those. And then again, share your thoughts on our Facebook group page. If you're tuning into this, you're on YouTube, just want to say thank you for tuning in. And again, feel free to comment. Feel free to still go to our Facebook, like, and join our community there as well. So we'd love to have you. All right. The first one is it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous to visit. There's some truth to that. There is some truth that there's some dangerous spots in Haiti. But in the U.S., there's some dangerous spots as well, right? So I think it requires a lot of careful preparation. It's not a country you can just go in there and have no plan. I mean, that's not going to work out very well. So make sure you have food, make sure you have water to prevent contamination and the scarcity of resources sometimes. I would just say, when you go to Haiti, travel with a local group, of people that kind of know the area, that know where things are. Don't just show up. It doesn't make sense just to show up and have no plan. As far as safety and everything, the locals kind of know what area, where to go, where to avoid. So like I said, travel with somebody, like a nonprofit organization, travel with a tourism company. They kind of know the area. They have the connections. So you just need somebody from the inside that knows the connection, and then you'll be fine. I don't think it's too dangerous. It's only dangerous if you're just trying to go to Haiti and you have no plan, no place to stay, no water, no food, didn't plan anything. You just took a plane ride and got landed on Haiti. Yes, then it becomes too dangerous place to visit. One thing I do want to state is that for our economic recovery, I would say tourism over mission trips. There's a lot of people coming to Haiti for mission trips. And again, we don't need, and again, I might offend somebody. I, first of all, am a big pro of mission trips. I do think that short-term trips do have an impact and people get to travel. But if that's all we do, there's a problem. We need to do more than just go to Haiti for a week, try to help build a home or a well, and then come back in the States and feel good about ourselves and forget about Haiti after that. You didn't do much there. But if you go on a short-term mission trip and then that leads to authentic relationship built and a long-term relationship, and you really, truly, truly want to impact the people of Haiti and work with them on a long term, then that's a different story. So the long-term mission trip, I feel like, should translate over to something more long-term sustainable. The other misconception, last thing before I go to the next misconception, is that you want to make sure, if you can, to travel, don't travel at night. Find some place safe that you can be. Haiti it's just a different, maybe you could correct me if I'm wrong, but Haiti is like a different place at night than in the day. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of different like voodoo ceremonies that can happen. A lot of them happen at night. There's not a whole lot that's happening at night, and a reason to, and just for safety measures, there's no reason for you to go out at night, and there's honestly there's not a lot happening. So most of us, when it's night in Haiti, everybody goes to bed, right? And we wake up with the sunlight. So, there's no reason for you to really be out wandering around at night. Okay. Number two misconception is poverty is linked to laziness. That's poverty is not always the result of laziness. Like I said, I would say about 80 to 90% of Haitians are formerly unemployed. Okay. I would say only about 10, maybe 15 to 20% of the population is formally employed. But it doesn't mean that people aren't working. It means that people are working, but it's just not a formal job like we would have. There is no W-2s. There is no, your employer pays, certain time for hour. There's none of that. If anything, when you hire Haitians, you hire them based on the job getting done, not an hourly. Because if you do hourly, Haitians take their time, and so there's no point on doing that. So instead, I would say that poverty is not linked to laziness in Haiti. There's just a lot of other things. There is a lot of lack of jobs, just businesses. It's as if like the government doesn't understand that, hey, your economy is going to run by you trying to encourage people to start businesses, right? Encourage people to do that. Don't add taxes and all this red tape to start businesses. Like the economy would thrive if the part of it is the government allowing and encouraging people and giving them incentives to start businesses formally. But most of the businesses that are in Haiti are very informal. You got, Joe over here is selling mangoes on the side of the road, or he's got bananas and they're trading it, and so forth. So that's how it goes. Obviously, you heard that people are making an average $1 to $2 per day. Some people don't even make that, to be honest. And so the government, nonprofit organizations are trying to start jobs. I just think the power goes to the people, and equipping them to be able to start their own jobs. If you can help one person get a job, he or she is able to feed 10 other people and take care of them, and their family. So a job means a lot. Number three is Voodoo is the dominant religion. It is and it's not at the same time. Obviously, a lot of missionaries flood in to Haiti, and when they do that, of course, they bring their religion with them, which is Christianity or Catholic. And when they do that, there's a lot of strong spirituality that comes alive in Haiti. Things happen in Haiti. I can't explain why. But the spiritual world comes alive in Haiti. It's things happen. Like there's, you have your witch doctor, you have all this. And I think from a Westernized with Hollywood and stuff, we look at all that. All of that is so evil and dark and all that. But like I said, it's just a lot of it's from a lack of knowledge, a lack of understanding the spiritual world. I don't think in the U.S. we really take spirituality that seriously as we need to. We rely a lot on science. We rely a lot on ourselves and our ability to do things, and less on God. And that's unfortunate. But the spiritual world in Haiti, sometimes you can't go see a doctor, so you have to pray. That person gets better. And so forth. But anyway, voodoo is, I would say, is in a sense the dominant culture. I mean, that's what the African came in that originally were there. They used the spirit of voodoo to help them fight the French, and voodoo, I believe, had a big role in helping them win their independence. So yeah, there's so much about voodoo that you can learn. At the same time, I don't think it's the dominant religion because you also have a lot of Catholic and you have Protestants and things like that. They're going in there and they're spreading the gospel and and all that kind of stuff. So religion, I'm saying, plays a big role in Haiti. In the future, I don't know how much religion will, as I'm sure that Haiti will reach its resolution. I don't know, resolution, or however, will reach a point where it starts relying more on science as well, and maybe that's when they'll become more into a more developed country. I'm not sure. Number four misconception is Haiti's ecosystem. Sorry, Haiti's ecosystem can't be fixed. It is struggling. The ecosystem is struggling, and there's Haitians have always been accused. Hey, you're cutting down too many trees, and selling charcoal. Organizations were trying to plant trees, trying everything, but like you said, this is a struggle, but it can be fixed. I think it's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of collaboration. Different organizations, different leaders, all trying coming together to saying, look, this is an area that we're gonna really focus in, and so as long as that happens, yeah, there's hope. If that doesn't happen, then things will continue to go downhill. Number five, misconception: helping Haiti is impossible. It can be. It can feel like, I'm just being honest. It can feel like impossible sometimes because you pour so much money. Like I think since the earthquake happened, over $13 billion, even more than that, have been donated to Haiti, and yet there's not a whole lot to show for it. Let's be honest. So this is showing us you can't just throw money into a problem and expect it to solve everything. It takes the actual people until the actual people of Haiti, want to change things. Things are going to remain the way that they are. It's not impossible. Just Haiti is climbing a lot of uphill battle from the day from you have to understand Haiti's history with slavery, its fight for independence, its government corruption, the fact that they had to pay France back all the property loss that they would claim, or if Haiti did not repay it, then they would send more and more armies to recapture the island. I mean, so Haiti was forced to having to repay France the debt. Even though it defeated France to win its own independence, it still had to pay back a lot of the properties of what the slave owners were saying. Hey, we lost a lot, from that, and you need to pay us back. So, yeah, I mean, Haiti is slowly improving. It just depends on what you're looking at. If you're looking at technology, Haiti is improving there. If you're looking at education, there's statistics that will show you that Haiti is improving in areas. It's not all of it. I mean, a lot of it. There's a lot. We have a long way to go. Long story short is we have a long way to go, but it's not impossible. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of collaboration. It's going to take organizations. It's going to take instilling a sense of a taste, of just a little bit of taste of achievement. And once Haiti can taste a little bit of achievement from overcoming some of its struggle, then things will really start turning things around. Things will slowly but surely turn around. So anyway, I think the main important part is I can't stress enough to helping lift Haiti out of poverty. To lift Haiti out of poverty, education, technology, and employment are, I would say, the top three areas: the technology to farm, the technology to do things, and not have to manly do a lot of stuff. Haiti lacks the technology to do things. People understand the basics of a computer. People having internet connection, and lots and lots of other things. Access to books, access to just things that would help them improve their lives, and they don't have that. Education is a key. obviously. So mentoring and helping people in developing communities like Haiti is a huge thing. And then finally, last but not least, you have employment. So as far as the employment goes, we're talking about encouraging entrepreneurship, encouraging people to start businesses and we're not talking about, just retail stuff where, Joe buys a big bag of rice and then goes out and sells little bits of the rice to different people. Although that's good, however, we're not really creating anything new. We're just taking a bag of something that was probably given to us and we're just redistributing that. So I'm talking about businesses that actually will create value and actually create something and be innovative for the country. I've heard that with every social need that's in Haiti is a business opportunity. So with that philosophy, if we looked at the social needs in Haiti as business opportunities, man, we could do a lot of good this way. But most importantly, some people would say too, the spiritual element, getting people's mindset right, and getting our hearts in the right place so that socially we can get along. With spiritual change comes social change too. And so that's an area that constantly needs to be improved. We have a lot of people in Haiti. I would say about roughly 80% of Haitians would claim to be Christians, right? And so there needs to be a connection between our faith and how we live, and there should be some social change, right? Because of our faith, our faith should bring about some. All right, so let's summarize everything. So to summarize, there is hope in Haiti. Don't believe everything you hear about Haiti. About 50% of it, I would say, of a lot of the stuff you hear from the media, it simply isn't true. It gets distorted all the time. Haiti isn't just a place for hungry children with pot bellies, disease, hurricanes, and earthquakes. There's more to Haiti than that, right? Think about all the killing that goes on in Chicago and gun violence and gang wars and all that. It would be like me saying, well, all the U.S. is about is gang violence. It's like, no. That's not what all the U.S. is about. So it's the same thing for Haiti. And now, again, the biggest improvement areas that I believe that would really reshape things and improve Haiti are, number one, education. Two is bringing in technology to help in different industries. And then we have entrepreneurship opportunities, starting businesses, employing people. If we got those three things going, man, Haiti would be changed. We'll get in about 10 years or more. Okay. Thank you so much. I personally want to speak to you and say thank you so much for tuning in. Join the conversation. Go to, if you're not already a member of our Facebook group, Haiti, Hip Hop, Haiti, and Humanity. Wherever you're at, I will try to leave a link to that so that you can join our conversation there. If you're on YouTube, be sure to like this video and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't. If you're on Facebook and you're hearing this, thank you for tuning in. Comment and let me know what you think of the episode. Let me ask you a couple of questions before I leave you. Would you want to travel to Haiti? Why or why not? What's one thing that you learned today from this episode about Haiti? And then last but not least, what do you think are some of the other misconceptions about Haiti? Okay, so again, go to our Facebook group, Hip Hop, Haiti, and Humanity. Drop a comment, share your thoughts. And if you're listening to this, thank you so much. And hit me up. Go to my Facebook page, Watson Tunes with a Z, and be sure to like or follow it. Until next time, my friend, I'll catch you later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.